tous et bienvenue à votre nouveau cours de français. Aujourd'hui, on va apprendre les verbes. Today, we are going to learn about the verbs in French. So, let's get started. First of all, tell me what is a verb? A verb is a word that shows action. For example, jumping girl. The baby sleeps. A man eats a burger. In these examples, jump, sleep and eat. These are the verbs because these are the actions. Alright, now let's move to the verbs in French. In French, the verbs are categorized into three groups, which are ER ending verbs, IR ending verbs and RE ending verbs. And today we are going to learn about RE ending verbs. Let us understand it now. What are RE ending verbs? The verbs which end with RE are called RE ending verbs. Now let's see how to conjugate RE ending verbs. There are only two simple steps that you need to follow to conjugate an RE ending verb. So the first step is to remove RE from the infinitive verb. Now what is an infinitive verb? An infinitive verb means your original verb, or you can say unconjugated verb. Alright? And the second step is to add these endings in the radical. Now what does the word radical mean? Radical means the word which will left after cutting off RE. Okay, now let's understand it with the help of an example. So here I have taken the verb attendre, which means to wait. The endings are written here, so let's revise it before conjugating the verb. You need to add S in the radical with je and tu. Then you see a blank here with il. That means nothing to be added in the conjugation of il and l, and its conjugation will remain same as the radical. Then with nu you need to add ons and ez with vous, and last with il plural you need to add ent. Alright, moving on to its conjugation now. Look carefully to this last box where the conjugation is done. So the first step is to remove RE. After chopping off RE, we will be left with attendre, ATTEND. So attendre is your radical, or you can say stem. Then we will follow the second step, which is to add these endings into the radical. So I hope the conjugation of attendre is clear to you. Now let's move on to its pronunciation. J'attends, tu attends, il attend, elle attend, nous attendons, vous attendez, ils attendent, elles attendent. Now pay attention here in the conjugation of il and l plural. We will pronounce it as attendre, not attendons, because all the endings which have ent, they will be pronounced till e only. Alright, now let's do the small exercise of RE ending verbs. But before this, you need to understand certain important things. So these are some important points that you have to keep in your mind. While conjugating, if your subject is a name of a boy, then use il. For example, your subject is Paul. Now Paul is a boy, so we will conjugate the verb with il. Similarly, if it is a girl, then use elle. If there are two boys, then we will conjugate the verb in the context of they, that means with il plural. Similarly, if there are two girls, then use elle plural. Now pay attention here in the last one. If there is a one boy and one girl, then we will conjugate the verb with il plural. Okay, so now let's do the exercise. The first question is Paul dash sa voiture, and the verb in the bracket is vendre, which means to sell. Now see the subject first. Paul is a boy, that means we will conjugate vendre with il, and as we know, we do not put anything with il and l, so our answer will be vend, V-E-N-D. Now the second one is nous dash pour vous, and the verb in the bracket is attendre, which means to wait. With nous we put ons, so it will become attendo. Now in third one, our subject is Ria et Priya. Ria and Priya, there are two girls. Then conjugate répondre with L plural, so it will become répondre. As we all know, we do not pronounce the words which end with ENT. Okay, so we will pronounce it till E only, répondre. Now come to the fourth one, L dash les clés. The subject is L, so again we will simply cut RE from perdre and our answer will be PERD. Now the last question is Manuel et Anish dash la musique, and the verb in the bracket is entendre, which means to hear or listen. As we have two boys in the subject, so we will conjugate entendre with il plural. So it will become entendre. Alright, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. That's all for today. Au revoir et merci beaucoup.